Last in Sindelfingen, an iconic Euro Tour venue with a big crowd in for it. 8 players are still standing. 3 of them have never been beyond the quarter-final stages of a Euro Tour event. 2 of them are in the quarter-finals for the very first time in their careers. But that does not mean that we are lacking in quality, because we have some of the players in the hottest form on the planet right now.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg, Jeffrey to throw first. Game on!
On the way this evening, the 2 most successful players in the history of the European Tour. But we start with one of the most successful over the last few weeks, Ian White. Back-to-back finals, looking to make it 3 on the spin against Jeffrey Zwaan, a man who has won a title in the last few weeks and is playing magnificently. I'm Dan Dawson.
59.
Paul Nicholson's alongside me for the opening quarter-final of the night. It is the Diamond and the Black Cobra.
Well, pick your match of the night, Dan, because I think we're watching it. Based on the stats from earlier, this one should deliver. And Ian White, earlier on, when he started his match with Keegan Brown, went off with a ton 80, and the rest of it was just as good.
100.
Well, it was an astonishing display from the Diamond, an average of almost 111 in a 6-3 win over Brown. But Zwaan piles in the first 180 of this contest, and he averaged almost 106 himself in beating Michael Smith. Not only has he beaten Michael Smith, he beat Rob Cross for the first time in his career in the second round, having overcome the Swiss qualifier, Stefan Belmont.
Well, Zwaan is in control of this first leg.
65.
That's fine. Ian White just feeling out this quarter-final. So much experience of being at the stage, like you said, Dan. And I'd be interested to see who makes the final this evening, because it could be first final for somebody. Very likely. Double 10 is there for a steady opening 15 darter.
Second leg in to throw first.
Well, we know that Jeffrey Zwaan has the capability on individual days to go and average about 100 all the way through a tournament. He's done that before in the development tour, done it this year, won a title, averaged well over 100 for the tournament. He's done it in the senior tour, done it on a number of occasions, making finals and winning titles. We have seen him at the World Match Play, where he's got 1 game per day to prepare for, be able to go away, come back, average over a ton in every single game. What we haven't seen from him is what is asked of him here on the European Tour. To go away, play a game in the afternoon, then go away, come back a few hours later and maintain that standard. It is an encouraging start for Zwaan.
It is. It's the next logical step for him to win one of these and maybe continue to win Players' Championship events. But the most ridiculous statistic for me is that based on the experience of these 2 combatants, Zwaan has been deeper in a major.
Yeah, that is quite astonishing, isn't it? Semi-finalist at the World Match Play last year, Jeffrey Zwaan. Ian White, notably, has made the quarter-finals of more than half a dozen major tournaments, but he has never gone any further. However, the way he's played over the last 3 weeks suggests that stage play and big stage darts should hold no fears for Ian White.
I think he will this year. I'm going to stick my neck out. I have got loads of faith in Ian. I love the way he plays the game with positivity. He's always really nice to people around, but he's got a silent deadliness about him this year, and I think he's being a bit more clinical. And I think that setback against Sedlacek a couple of weeks ago, I think he's got that way behind him, and I think he's running forward right now, but he's going to need something special here. Looking for 60 in bull, and he's got to lie for that bull with that 60.
Did it just catch the flight and deflect beneath? I don't know, but it wasn't a million miles away. That was.
20.
An absolute horror show of a visit there from Zwaan.
Was that Jeffrey throwing those? Or was that his stunt double who wasn't as good as him?
Wow, absolutely bizarre. He's looked really assured until that visit.
That was pretty assured. By hook or by crook, he is equalised.
1-1.
Well, maybe he's broke his compass.
46.
Because all of a sudden, Zwaan can't hit anything. Sometimes you're going to get that with his fast, fierce action. The Ian White action is a lot more metronomic, machine-like.
23.
But Zwaan, I think he was very raw when he started playing European Tours a few seasons ago. But for me, it's getting better. He doesn't move at all when he throws. The only thing I think he needs to work on, and just be careful of, is the follow through, because it tends to wing to his right. Sometimes that shoulder can just shift too much. But when he gets it straight down the line, he can't miss.
He is undoubtedly a special talent, and he's in a special run of form as well. And it's something that Jeffrey Zwaan did last year, where he started, he made a final, then he went and won a title, then he went on that run in the World Match Play, and it all came within a chunk of 2 or 3 months. He got in form, he stayed in form, he looked dangerous all the way through it. Yes, he didn't do a great deal the few months after the match play.
He is, of course, going to be back at the match play, not through the form he showed there last year, but through the form he has showed this year. Winning that title has got him back up the rankings, outside of the top 16. He's in the top 32 in the world now, which is a very good achievement. But he'll be there on form, and he's a nightmare draw for anybody.
He really is, but he might be having a problem here, because Ian White has left himself a Shanghai finish. Very, very makeable this. Single, treble, double needed. Not that treble, Ian.
$88. Jeffrey requires 72.
Just checking there, and I think that showed a little bit of sense. Double 9, and that one was a little bit twisty.
63.
Don't know whether you caught that,
Ian, you require
but that did
32.
not come out right. Double 16 for Ian. Falls again.
24.
Well, we thought this one was going to be blistering, but so far it's been all about the misses.
Sticks a couple on the wire there. You have to say that Ian White is missing by a smaller margin than Jeffrey Zwaan, who only just misses the big 20.
One score.
Well, you said earlier, didn't you, Dan, about he's never had this massive gap between games, and it is very odd.
We see a huge number of experienced players take a little while, sometimes quite a long while, to figure out how to do these final days of tournaments like this. Ian White has a lot more experience of it. That puts him at an advantage against Jeffrey Zwaan here.
Game on.
Well, half the battle with the Euro Tour structure is knowing whether to go back to the hotel and relax. You can have a little sleep, or you can just stay awake and relax, get a shower. You get yourself into a routine based on where you are in the draw. Now, if you get through the last game like Peter Wright did or Michael van Gerwen did this afternoon,
100.
you may have time to just duck back to the hotel and come back pretty much straight away if you want to. But if you play early, I think you go back. If you play late, I think you stay.
Well, whichever way you do it, look, these guys were on first and second this afternoon, so they're probably getting to the venue before 10 o'clock in the morning to go through all their practice regimes, their preparation to make sure they can play at their top level, and it was
59.
top level stuff from these two this afternoon. But then you've got to come down from all that and then get back up, knowing that you could have 3 games against 3 of the best players in the world, and you need to be at your best. I think it's fair to say that Ian White has taken a long way. He's played more European Tour events than anybody else. There's only one he's ever missed. But it's only the last couple of years where he started regularly going deep in the final days as Jeffrey Zwaan piles in a maximum that can't get him down to a finish.
61.
If Ian gets a 60, he may stay there. Oh, hello.
Yes.
$100.
Always likes the treble 19 on that point there, Ian White.
Very nice setup. That's not bad either. Ian's got to be clinical here. That's a good miss. Plenty of bed to aim at.
Game shot in the
Right in the middle. Ian White is 3-1 up.
Fifth leg.
I can say from experience in the last 12 months that when I played in Gibraltar, I got to the semis there. There was a point in my quarter-final with Gerwin Price. You probably remember it, Dan, where I was just gone. I hit the wall, and I thought, how am I going to get myself out of this? And I got fortunate. Gezi missed a couple of dots of double to win the match, and I nicked it at the end. And then that gap between the quarterfinals and the semi-finals, you're focusing on how to get energy. And I played so much better in the semis than I did in the quarters. That big gap, it's really difficult to adjust.
Yeah, look, it is still a learning experience. Yes, Jeffrey Zwaan is a remarkable player, but it is situations like this where just the knowledge of how to deal with these days and what to do can give you that extra %. Having said that, Jeffrey Zwaan could come out here tonight and just do what he does best, throw darts at the board and smash people off the board. He could genuinely do that, but at the minute, Ian White has the upper hand.
I'll say another thing as well, Dan. There's only been 2 players in this entire tournament out of the whole 48 field that have come backstage a little bit early to get used to the temperature in here, the atmosphere, the noise, and use the practice board just behind the stage. They're still in the tournament, those 2. One is Peter Wright, the other one is Jeffrey Zwaan.
Peter Wright certainly knows what it takes to win Euro Tours. He's won 6 of them, including winning here in Sindelfingen and beating Michael van Gerwen in a whitewash in the final. And you'll get to see those 2 face off again in our 4th quarter-final. As Zwaan looks at the ball, doesn't find it, and Ian White can take a real grip on this quarter-final.
Carefully placing the lead foot forward. 10 for tops. Surprised. Mixing it up, Whitey. Excellent use of the dart. Oh, that was very good indeed. Authoritative.
Exactly that. Now, just to highlight what sort of form Jeffrey Zwaan has been in Austria last week, won his first round game, missed darts to beat Rob Cross in the next one. Then here he's beaten Stefan Belmont, Rob Cross, bit of revenge, and Michael Smith with that 106 average. But prior to that, we had midweek Players' Championship events. He won all 7 games on the Wednesday, smashed his way to the title. The day before, he'd smashed his way to the quarterfinals, only beaten in a last leg decider by the eventual champion Willie O'Connor. So you were looking... You're looking at a 17-game spell where he has won and sometimes absolutely dominated in games. Every single one of them, bar 2, where he has lost in last leg deciders to top quality displays from either the man who won the title that day or the world number 2. You are having to do something special to beat him. And this might be the first time in 2 or 3 weeks where Jeffrey Zwaan goes down without getting close. And could it be that this is just all a bit new to him?
Maybe. Single 20. For an 11 darter. Can he use it again?
20.
Tried to. Only caught half of the dart. Didn't get it full in the face. This is good enough in this leg from the number 3 seed.
You require 40.
Very good. To leave a double after 12. And I know he should have been out, but probably will be now. And he is. He is doing to Zwaan what somebody else did to him in Denmark last year. I remember watching Zwaan thinking, he's probably favoured for this game. And then he got absolutely blasted away by Madas Rasma. 6-0 at the end of the afternoon on that Friday in Copenhagen. And Rasma was irresistible. And Zwaan looked dizzy.
100.
He almost looks the same this evening. But you're right, Dan. I think this is just a learning curve for JDC.
96.
Is Ian White about to go one further than he did 7 years ago when he lost to Adrian Lewis here in the final? He just loves the Euro Tour at the minute. It's very profitable.
$135.
It's a decent visit from Zwaan, but to be honest, Ian White is bossing this, and even Peter Wright, who is a 6-time Euro Tour winner and a man who's made countless other finals, often only being beaten by Michael van Gerwen.
135.
Not even Peter Wright has made 3 consecutive Euro Tour finals. Ian White could do that.
140.
And he could move into the semis with a 1-2-6 checkout.
Might meet Peter Wright in the final.
Looks a good guide for the 57. Can he find the bullseye to seal it with a 12-darter? He can, and he does, and the diamond marches on. The Black Cobra, Jeffrey de Zwaan, his first Euro Tour quarter-final ends in a disappointing defeat, but